everybody, welcome to One Set. My name is Anthony Irvin.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
This is my co-host, Jim Green. This has been a year in the making.
It's really been 23 years in the making. Who wants to tell it? You or me? I don't know. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome to the One Set podcast. I'm Jim Green, aka Green Monster, with my co-host, my best friend, and my brother Anthony Irvin, aka Magic, my guy. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
Good, man. We are on episode 13?
13.
13. I wanted to say 12, and I was like, wait, we just did 12, right?
Just did 12. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I just can't believe that we're, like, pressing through these numbers so quickly, and it's just
I know.
Time is flying, man. Time is a-flying.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm like vaguely remembering what happened, but I know we had a little bit of weather going on, and it was pretty low key. I mean, didn't really do too much. Tried to catch back up on some rest. Little guy he was feeling sick the last couple days, so he got the stay in Saturday. We got to chill out, and then Sunday we went to my parents, had dinner and everything. So yeah, it was a pretty low key weekend. But yeah, how was yours?
Good, man. Also had a low key weekend. I had like so many weekends in a row where I either had dance competitions or I had extra rehearsals, kind of thing. So last weekend or this past weekend, well, by the time this gets published on Friday, it's currently Tuesday, March 29th. It'll be Friday, April 1st, aka April Fool's Day, right?
Fool's Day.
Fools. Yeah, so I took advantage and tried to do as little as possible, because this upcoming weekend, up until July 4th weekend, I have something going on that like it is gonna keep me pretty busy. Between April and May are big on competition weekends, and across the multiple projects and places that I teach at.
Yeah.
They're scattered everywhere. I don't have Memorial Day weekend plans, but I assume that I will be doing something there. Which isn't work related, obviously, but if I wind up, like for Easter, for instance, I'm on spring break with my studios. So we're going up to Cheyenne's cabin, which is like 4 hours north of here. So
Nice.
we never get to it because it's like pretty far.
Yeah.
So and my family doesn't do Easter super big or anything. So I was like, I can be gone for that day. That's fine. Yeah, but again, I still have a thing that I'm doing. I'm going away, and granted, it is a very chill and relaxing environment. It's not like a weekend where you get to say, all right, what do I want to do today? Like,
Yeah.
you get to wake up and say, like, you have flexibility to kind of say, what do we want to do here? So yeah, and then June, it's like every weekend I have a recital. Like every weekend in June, I have a recital somewhere. So that's where I get to. July 2nd is a Saturday, I think, and July 4th is a Monday. I just checked that out, and I'm like, that's the next weekend that I know I have where I'm like free, like free.
Yeah, usually like what the most of your spring and like early summer is like a lot of competition. So it's like you said, like every weekend you're at least somewhere, and then and it just like popped off out of nowhere. I didn't realize how quick it came up. I mean, we're already getting into April. This year is flying by already.
We're already and you can't say it's a quarter of a year when you complete the first 3 months, because February has a couple shorter days. But like by the time you're through the first week of April, you're 25% of the year complete already. Like that's just so wild to think, right? So I'm just really looking into this next quarter, Q2. Especially you and I are doing a little challenge here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we just committed to it this past Monday. Well, yeah, I guess
We
like said,
we
if we're uploading this Friday, it would be already passed. But yeah, so Monday we started
Yep.
a little weight loss challenge for ourselves. You know, I've been wanting to try to get this dad bod in checked because this quarantine really fucked up
Whoopsie.
my myself. Oh my god, uh, and I've always been, you know, in shape when I was younger, but you know, but then you get older, you get in college, you have your times and everything, you gain a little weight, blah blah blah, and then I found myself getting back into shape and everything, and uh, then having a kid, and then we tried to get back into shape, then
Mhm.
pandemic hit. So
Oh, you love it?
oh yeah, yeah, you love all the hurdles, and then now it's like to the point where I'm like, all right, I even my wife is saying, we got to do something
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's just been to the point where you're getting a little lazy to the point where, I mean, and I'm an eater too, so I can put away food still. And I know that's to the point where I'm like, okay, if I step on the scale and I see a number, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hate myself for these next couple of days. I definitely needed to just commit to something, even though it usually takes about a week or two for me to kind of really get my mind, rechecked into that 180 360 thing of getting into like a, not even a diet mode. I hate usually trying to say diet, but like, you know,
lifestyle.
a lifestyle, getting back into that lifestyle. It just takes me about a week or two to kind of dial in my mind with everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think we talked about it last Friday, and we were both just like, yeah, yeah. And I was like, this is gonna sound crazy, but like, want to do a weight loss challenge? And you were like, I was literally just gonna ask.
Yep. I didn't know how you felt about it, but
Yeah. Well,
when you said it, I'm like, all right, of
like
course.
it's fate, right? And I mean, I think I want to say the first 6 to 9 months of the pandemic, like I didn't notice like significant change. Like I put on maybe 5, 10 pounds, but then as I think we got into the winter after the pandemic, and like everything had opened up. It was the
Yeah.
summer. Everything was shutting down again.
Uh-huh.
And and then we got into the winter and it was like comfort food, this, that, and the other. And
Right.
then um I was also going through so much
Uh-huh.
uh that that like mid to late fall 2020 into early winter 2021. And I just like, I was in like a state of depression. It was pretty bad. So I was just
Uh-huh.
like not taking great care of myself. I was eating whatever.
Right.
Um
And
and
usually you've been always like a really low key, you know, you've never really overate, or you've never really
no.
been like a snack or like dessert, or I've never known you to be like a, like, oh, like I gotta have like, a lot of desserts and like junk food and everything. You've always, to me, always been like, not that you're always eating clean or anything, but you've always been a pretty decent eater.
Yeah, I'm not like really a foodie. I think because I was a dancer, I never wanted to like feel full.
Right.
And it was like, especially and I'm just gonna put this out there, and I don't even care because I know I'm not the only person on the planet that feels this way.
Mhm.
I had anxiety about going to the bathroom in school, so
Me too. Me too.
I intentionally didn't eat breakfast, and then I'd eat a really like moderate lunch, and then I'd get home, and I would do the bathroom business when I got home. If I ate dinner because I had dance later, and it was going later, um, I'd eat like before 5. Like I try to eat between 4:30 and 5:30. But if I was due in at like 5:15, 5:30, and getting done at 8:30, I'd get home and eat dinner then. But
Uh-huh.
after 3 hours of dance classes, like I generally didn't have an appetite because my body's just like, I know some people they exercise and then they're like, oh my God, I need food now. Like I've never been that way. So
Right.
um
Like
yeah,
you've always had that fast metabolism where you don't really feel hungry, but you know you got to eat.
right.
Where it's me, my metabolism is slow as hell, so it's like feed me more, feed
Feed
me
me
more.
more. Yeah.
But no,
But
you were talking about the anxiety of using the restrooms and everything. I was the same way when I was a kid
yeah.
because and I'll tell you a quick story. This is funny to say, but when I was in elementary school, I was using the stall, and these kids, I always seen them like they were looking in the stalls at you, and that scared the crap out of me, and that always stuck in my mind. So when I was always going through school, that thing would always come back in my mind, and I would hold off as long as I could to not go at school. And
Mhm.
if I had to, use the stall, I wouldn't mind, the other one. But that image would always come back in my mind, and still to this day, I'm always usually anxiety ridden going into public restrooms sometimes every once in a while. But yeah, it's you're not the only one.
You you can ask my family, Cheyenne. I talk about this weekly where I'm like, okay, I need the budget because I mean, I don't get up and go to work.
Yeah.
I get up and then I do my day and then I go to work. So I'm like, okay, if I have to leave at 3 o'clock, I need to eat by 2 so that I have a half hour to digest, do the thing,
Uh,
shower, get ready, and get out the door so that I do the thing
hmm.
so that when I'm teaching, because I teach straight, I don't have breaks, and
Yeah.
it's like 4 or 5 hours, and that's excluding if I have an hour commute to work. So I don't have a solid opportunity to do that from 3 o'clock to sometimes 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So we're talking an 8 hour span, which means I have to flush out right before I leave.
Yeah.
80% of the time it works. Sometimes I'm doing this. I'm doing this like on my drive up. I feel uh
Yeah.
you know the brewing, and I'm like
Ruin.
the brewing, yeah. And I'm like, please just dial it down. Please just dial it down.
Here's like the scene in Dumb and Dumber where
Yeah,
where he's
yeah,
in the car and he's like,
yeah.
you hear the gargling. Grrr,
What?
oh God.
What?
Hey.
Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
Hey, Bubby.
There
He got a haircut. We gave him a little trim
you
a
go.
week ago. Weather was getting warmer, and then it decided to freeze again.
Exactly right. It was cold as hell today.
Yeah, it was freezing yesterday because of the wind. It started out cold today, and actually, when I left teaching, it was like 45, which I was like, all right, I can tolerate this. Good thing I had to stop for gas.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
a 45 degrees with no wind is actually not too bad.
nah,
But
it's
but it gets like
tolerable.
mega wind at like 10, 15 miles per hour, and then yeah, that 45 like feels like it's 20.
Yeah, we I know I told you we were watching the Sixers game out in Kennett
Yeah.
Sunday night, and on my way home I needed to stop for gas, and we found a gas station that was $3.99 on the corner of Route 1 and 202, and I was like,
Yeah, right.
right
Especially
there.
now.
Yeah. So I only put in like $12 so that it could get me. I had to do some running around yesterday, and then I had to go to Jersey and come back last night. Luckily, it's just over the bridge. And then Tuesday, I'm in Wilmington, and there's a gas station that is generally cheap down there. Now, granted, they were like 4.11 today, but that's still better than like I'm still seeing anywhere from 4.25 to 4.55 uh, across Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
Maryland's the cheapest, so
Hmm.
I try to budget my gas like
So
in
you
one
yeah, pull up on
in
Thursday. anything.
Yeah, yep. In Wilmington tonight, I was like, okay, so tomorrow I got to do uh like 35 miles north, 35 miles back. My car gets about 30 miles to the gallon. So I was like, we'll do 2.5 gallons for that trip tomorrow. And then it's 80 miles to work on Thursday. So I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, that's probably another uh 2.5. So
Right.
I was like, okay, so I need 5 gallons to get me to work tomorrow and then to Baltimore Thursday, and then I'll. It was 365 last Thursday. I was like,
Mm,
oh, I haven't seen under.
perfect.
Yeah, I haven't seen under four
Bring some of that
dollars.
back here.
Yeah, I'm coming back with like just canisters,
Jugs, just jugs of it.
barrels. Yeah, freaking wild, man. But yeah, anyway, what were we talking about here?
I don't
Oh,
know. We're
bathroom anxiety. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a real thing. I have to plan out what I eat. Like if I know I'm going to eat something mildly heavy, I can eat it closer to the time that I have to leave because I know it'll go right.
Yeah. Right.
If I plan on eating something not so heavy, I have to eat it earlier, which means I need to eat my first meal because
Right.
I'm tr- I'm I'm trying to do 2 meals before I go teach, and then do a third meal when I get
Uh-huh.
home. Now tonight or today rather, I was only in Wilmington. I didn't have to be there until 4. So what did I do? I think I ate around 11, and then I ate around 1, and then I ate around 3.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
so I
decent.
got, but they were three. All three of them were like relatively small. I got that Wawa burrito, not the best thing,
Mm,
obviously,
they're good
um,
though.
but yeah, I put avocado on it, which is supposed to be good for you.
Avocado is good. I do like
And,
avocados.
and pico de gallo. I don't. I have such a. I think I've talked about this before. I don't like hot lettuce or hot spinach. Right. So
So
I
you don't like sautéed spinach or anything?
uh,
You just have to have them just
just
right out of the
raw.
bag.
Yep, cold spinach. Like I can do a cold spinach salad. Miss me with that hot shit.
Whoopsie.
Like
Hmm.
I can't do it. I
I
can't
used
do
to
it.
do spinach and eggs. I would go in the morning and saute some spinach and then just throw egg whites over top of it, and that was a good breakfast meal for me.
So when I was making my own omelets, which I haven't, and I don't
Yeah, I
remember,
haven't
but
made a good omelet in forever.
I know it's terrible, right? Um, what was I saying? Oh, I used to shred up like small pieces of spinach leaves and toss it in my omelet.
Uh huh.
That would be okay. They would throw the whole leaves in on like the Wawa burritos, and
Yeah.
I go to bite in, and
It's
then
like
and then the whole yeah I pull it
right.
out and I'm like, I'm not eating you. So but what I was saying, like if I bite into um if I bit into an omelet that I made and it was like a small chunk, I'd just be like, yeah, I can eat that. But when it's a whole leaf, miss me, can't do it. I stopped
Yeah.
doing that. So I stopped getting it at the Wawa burritos. And then anyway, what did I do for lunch? Oh, I had fruits, like just fruit. Um I had what I have a banana, some blueberries, and some grapes. So I was
There you
like,
go.
yeah. And then I was like, I was looking for like a protein snack, but I was like, I know when I go to teach on Tuesdays, I have a box of protein bars that I take with me, and I get that protein in the middle of
Yeah.
teaching, and then it holds me over until I get home. Um,
Yeah. I just picked up a 2 5 tub or 5 pound tubs of protein powder for me and Jen from this website, Tiger Fitness. Shout out to Tiger Fitness. Their flavors are amazing. I think what I that's why I got 2. I got their red velvet cake
ooh,
flavor. Oh my god, it's so good. And then a new um, gourmet chocolate chip cookie flavor.
wow, that
So
sounds
that's one of the new ones. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But I know red velvet. If for me, especially having a sweet tooth, the red velvet cake was a game changer because it has that sweetness to it. So that'll definitely be something. But then again, it's so sweet that I'll have like a lot of that. So I usually have to contain myself sometimes because it has so much of a sweet flavor. But it's definitely something that if I have like a sweet craving or like, oh, I just need something to kind of get this craving out of me, I would just, take a protein shake, shake it up, and have that, and that would kind of usually take a lot of the cravings out for me. So
Got you.
that'll usually be something that I can, boost my protein up and everything, because that's mainly some of the times that's usually hard for me when I'm not thinking about getting into that lifestyle change and everything is carbs, 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 fat, 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 and then you have a little bit of protein here and there. But it's usually now it's like, okay, boost up your protein, have moderate carbs, or depending on the day, if you're going to be having a more energetic day, I'll
Boost,
boost up carbs, have
boost
a
up
little bit of
carbs.
fat, or if I know I'm not going to have too much of an energy day, I can boost up fats and bring down carbs, and just always keep my protein high.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, just since I'm not working out, I don't need to really. I feel I don't need to have, because they always say like, oh, it for protein it should be 1 pound per body, like what your body weight is in 1 pound of protein. So if you're 200 pounds, you should have 200 grams of protein. I
Right.
feel if you're not working out, I think if you had like half of that, I think for me it would be fine as long as you get some type of protein goal in you. But
Right.
I don't, and because most of that, uh, your body only really digests like 20 to 30 grams of protein at a time. So if
Yeah.
you're having like 50, 75 grams at a meal, sometimes a lot of that, from research, I'm not condoning, so none of this is true. I'm not sure how true any of this is. So don't, if anybody sees this, like, oh, the police over here.
No.
But suppose if you're having more than 20, 30 grams of protein, if you're having like say like 50 grams of protein, 20 to 30 of that will actually be digested as protein, and the rest of that might be turn into a carbohydrate
Mhm.
source. So it's like trying to do all those math things with it too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've heard 40 grams uh is the number, like your body can't take more than 40 grams at a time. And
Yeah, that seems about right too.
it's hard to, like, outside of protein powder, which is like strictly, like, it's almost completely protein, right? Like,
Yeah,
obviously there's a couple other things in there, but like, finding really good high sources of protein that are low in fat. I know that they exist, but they're not like an everyday, like, they say like grilled chicken is great for you, right?
yeah.
Like, because
That's usually my main thing is like grilled chicken,
turkey.
ground turkey.
Hmm.
I mean, I'll probably do chicken for a couple weeks, and then I'll change it up to ground turkey just to kind of get myself. And usually I'll go to the Aldi's and they have like a big slab of like salmon, and I'll
Hmm.
cut that up and have that for a couple meals for the
Yeah,
week.
I love salmon.
And yeah, I'm a big fish, like flounder, salmon, anything usually fish. I'm all for.
Yeah.
But
Speaking
yeah,
of,
like
I had a like bagel thin sandwich today. Tuna.
nice.
Easy, quick, and it got the job done that I was just talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I know tuna always does it for me, so I'm like,
Yeah,
bang.
canned tuna is usually good. Like I haven't, I don't really rely on the canned tuna too much. I know Jen loves the canned tuna a lot, so it's
Mhm.
usually if we're buying like our certain things, that's usually one of her protein sources. But since she's on Lent right now until Easter, she can't eat meat on Fridays, so
That's right.
usually she'll have a lot of her stuff, and then she'll just usually have like a, if she has to have something, like I think she can have fish, so usually she'll have like fish sticks, or I mean it's not really the best thing, but knowing that we're actually doing something better, it'll probably be a fish or some type of other
Right.
protein source. But
It's not like red meat, which they say is not good
yeah,
for you, right?
yeah, I mean I try to stick, we don't really have too much red meat like beef or anything.
Mhm.
if anything, like once a week. They usually say like, once a week is okay, but if you're having it every day, then yeah,
Yeah.
it can, it's usually not too great for you. But
Yeah.
I try to when I'm in these things, try to stick with, especially if it is red meat, or try to stick with like the leaner ones instead of like 80/20 when I'm not really giving a shit what I'm
Whoopsie.
doing.
Right.
I'll like try to go with like 85 or 90. I'm not sure if you've had like 90/10 before. And I think the only difference is it's just not as, obviously you don't get as, it's not as juicy
Mm.
as like the 80/20s.
Yeah. I think we try to do like a taco night once every couple weeks. We have done Taco Tuesdays before, but like
Yeah.
I think since the podcast starts recording on Tuesdays, we've done it on Mondays because um, I'm not teaching late on Mondays. I'm actually home by like 4:30 from my Jersey lesson,
Hmm.
or 5 o'clock. But
Right.
like, yeah, we take Monday evenings to do kitchen cooking things. We're trying to do some meal prepping things, but Cheyenne she got into that like for a month right before her back issues really kicked in.
Uh-huh.
And it was either she meal prepped Sundays, she did that a couple times, and then it was Sunday and she didn't feel like it. So she would meal prep Monday night for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And
Yeah.
she loved it because it was just already there, prepped. Um,
It helps so much.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it was great too because like she was meal prepping for her like to go to work, but she'd be like, okay, you got chicken here in case if you're like hanging out, like, and you didn't want something quick and easy, because I love quick and easy meals. Like obviously
Yeah.
I'm not a great cook by any means.
Yeah,
And,
same. I mean, I do what I can, but I'm not like a gourmet chef type of
right,
dude. I mean,
right,
I can, I can throw in an omelet. I can, do pancakes. I can do like little things like that. But tell me to, I mean, crock pot really saves you a lot of time too.
sure.
There's a lot of TikTok,
TikTok.
meal TikTok. There's a lot of TikTok uh, meals that I've been seeing from a lot of dudes that do like food prep, uh, meals that are like low calorie, high protein, moderate carb, blah blah blah. So I've been tempted to try some of those out because you make them in the crock pot and you just dish them out for the amount of servings that it is. So that's like a couple meals for the week. So
Yeah.
it's always like trying to change and trying to, instead of always eating the same thing, trying
Right,
to keep switching it up so you don't get bored, and then your body doesn't necessarily you know get too used to what you're doing.
right, right. Yeah,
So
you can't be eating the same stuff all the time. I mean,
yeah.
you got to change it up so that your body's getting some different nutrients in there.
And right
Um,
now I'm not really too worried about you know cheating too much. Like if I have like a couple snacks here and there, I'm not worried about it too much, because I'm more thinking of it as like the 80/20 rule. 80% of your day is technically like on point healthy, and then you may have like an off snack, or like, oh, okay, I'll have a couple of something, like either like a couple spoonfuls of peanut butter, or something that's like outside of the healthier range. And
right.
but like now it's like, okay, cut yourself off, instead of being like, okay, I'm just gonna have half of these chips in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really aiming for like, and I know you're supposed to do one cheat day a week. I'm probably gonna be really strict Monday to Friday, and then um like if I have like of uh, I'm gonna say once I get through Saturday, I'll assess how I'm eating Sunday, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
if it turns out Saturday winds up being like I'm eating shit,
Whoopsie.
then I need to dial it back for Sunday, kind of thing. And I'm not going to be
Yeah.
hard on myself about it.
And that was
Um,
always my thing too, like, because we had family dinner on Sundays, so I was like, always for me, like, I'll just make Sundays my cheat day, because I know I'm not gonna, make my parents make specific meals for me, if anything,
No,
or like I'm not gonna come in with a thing of Tupperware, like you guys eat this, and I'm just gonna be bored and look like a loser and eat this stuff. Like
you're you're
I'll be okay. Like throughout the day, I might just not eat as much. So then, for dinner, I can have like a little bit more, and like do maybe like a intermittent fasting type of day where you just have a little bit of stuff throughout the day, and then you just have your meal at dinner.
yeah, your mom will be like, you're Italian, right?
Like, you're eating this whether you like it or not, right?
I cooked this. You're eating
Yeah, pretty
it.
much. You'd be stabbed if you didn't need an Italian home. What the fugazi?
Oh
But
man.
no, so as we just kind of wrap up this whole thing, we're looking to have like a weight loss challenge because we've seen Monday is 60 days till Memorial Day, right?
Yep. Yep.
So we are 59. Well, it's 12:05, so we're 58 days left in our little goal here.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it'll be 55 once it gets published. But yeah.
yeah.
So we'll,
So time is ticking. But
so we'll
yeah.
we'll tune in and let you guys know our progress week to week. Just
Yeah.
that'll keep us on our toes, right?
Right. I
And
mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I think we both talked about this. My goal is to get to 200. So about 20 pounds,
yeah, I mean, we both agreed that we were trying to lose 20 pounds in 60 days, and
which
I
is very doable.
yeah,
You
I'm
know,
I'm 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 floating right around 190, and I'm like, if I can get myself back to 170 again, man. And I'm like, like, I feel like I will dance so much better if I can get myself back in shape again. And I think
yeah.
I think the quarantine really shut me down on that, and I just haven't felt like incredibly motivated to get back on my feet. And
Yeah.
but as you know, I turned 35 a month ago, and I was like, I want to be proud of like my hard work these past 5 years until I turn 40 and be like, I'm in solid shape and I like
Yeah.
feel really good about my health. And I mean that, yeah, obviously I want to look decent, but I want to feel good. That's the whole thing. And I like,
Absolutely.
I want to feel healthy entering my 40s because I've heard the 40s is where it's at because it's like,
That's what I've been hearing too. Like, your 20s is where you're just kind of messing up, doing whatever.
yep,
30s, you're kind of, not really settling in, but you're kind of starting to really
yeah,
get to know yourself. And then 40s is like that prime like age of like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be at or something.
right.
So
Did you catch the Burr podcast?
yeah.
Yeah, that's totally. You were saying that, and I was like, I just listened to this on my way home from teaching, and you're saying that, and I was like, that's so funny that like and he wasn't even talking about like your health. He was just talking about life and like your lifestyle in general, like
Yeah.
everything, right? Cool. Let's wrap up the nutrition portion of the podcast.
And if you guys want to join us, feel free to comment, and we can do this like a community thing too. I mean, not trying to say you don't have to, but if you guys will want to join us in this little 60-day challenge, even though again, we're this will be posted Friday, so we're going to be 5 days in, so it'll be a 55-day challenge. But everybody's always trying to get ready for the summer, so we figured we put a little bit of challenge on ourselves. So if you guys want to join in on the one set weight loss challenge, comment below, do like that the bicep emoji if you guys want to join in on it.
Or if you're a fitness guru and you heard any false information that we're spreading here, look,
There's a comment.
Yeah, in the comment, or
Be gentle.
yeah. We're not nutrition experts here, okay? So
No.
we're just basing everything off of like what we've read up on and the things that we've heard, and honestly, I've heard different things because everybody's body's different, right? So when they do research, it's like it also depends on like the samples that they're pulling from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All
Mhm.
right, and
We got a big weekend coming up, don't we?
we sure do. WrestleMania 38 out
The
of
most stupendous WrestleMania.
stupid
Stupid.
this.
Stupendous.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta
All right, man.
say, uh, you're, you're fired. Oh God. Okay, so I gotta say, I'm down with the 2 night WrestleMania thing. I know some people complain like they'd like to just go spend hours on end. I know the last time they did that was you and I went, and dude, we were in there from like 5 till midnight, 7 hours
Yeah.
straight, and
Well,
people
we could definitely say that our WrestleMania was the last WrestleMania that was like a full day thing.
one night, yeah, and we got to see a wedding in the parking lot.
And we got to see a wedding. We got we got to see Ric Flair get married once again. We got to see the women headline WrestleMania for the first time, even though it was, borderline snoring fest from the whole crowd because it was like midnight.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone was gassed by that
Yeah.
point because it's a long day, and I think that's you had your IWC, your Internet Wrestling Community, complaining about
Yeah.
how long the show is. Oh, they need to split it into 2 nights. Why don't they? So we get to pandemic WrestleMania 36, and they're like, this is a special 2 night event. They're not even acknowledging that it's a pandemic. They're just calling it a special 2 night event. There's no
Yeah.
there's no fans in the stands. And then but oh my god, for what it's worth, I thought they did a good job, like considering they had to adjust so fast to what they were doing.
Yeah.
um i
They've been doing good with it.
I do commend
The
them for
last
that.
two have been pretty good with how they've been able to. I mean, it's kind of hard because when you're buying tickets at that point, because they usually, I mean, from our experience, they're usually, taking the tickets out and making them available in like November when you have no idea what the card is going to be like.
Yeah, that's what I hate
So
about it.
so for me, that would be hard because do I buy tickets for both nights? Do I buy a ticket for one? Because you got to think you're spending probably 100-200 bucks for something decent, unless your money is not an option for you and you're spending like $1,000 for each night for tickets.
Right.
But I mean, that's like for a guy like you and me. I mean, I'm spending like maybe 100-200 bucks on a ticket, so that's like $400 at most for the weekend for tickets. Then you got to think hotel, gas to get up there and everything.
Hey.
Then you're spending money on access but I heard they're not doing access this year. They're doing something different with it. So
Oh,
this is, I
wow,
think, one of the first years they're not doing access.
that's kind of strange. No.
Yeah. But that's what they were saying. They weren't doing access, but they were gonna have the access stuff within the stadium during those 2 nights. So, but then again, I
Okay.
mean, you're gonna want to watch the show. So
Well,
but I
that
guess that yeah,
I mean, if they open the stadium early enough, then
yeah,
you have time. And I mean, you're at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, and it's huge. So
huge, huge,
huge.
huge.
Um, yeah, I guess they're gonna maybe test out
Yeah.
a low key access through the stadium, which it could be cool. But yeah, ultimately, and like just looking at even last year's card and this year's card, um, like the Sunday night main event is like the main event of WrestleMania for the year. So I feel like
Yeah.
people are going to buy the Sunday ticket first if they're not going to both. And not for nothing, they're putting those tickets on sale without the card being out there.
Uh,
For those super fans that attend WrestleMania every year, and they just know they're coming
oh
because
yeah.
because they come every year, or
Right.
um they're diehard fans, and when we're in their area or nearby, they're going to get a ticket, regardless
Right.
of what the card looks like.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
so yeah, I'm gonna run down last year's WrestleMania, night one and night two, and we don't have to talk about the matches, but we can say,
Yeah.
okay, this feels like a decent night, and this feels like the stronger night, obviously, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
the Saturday night we had Bobby Lashley beat Drew McIntyre, which I was actually happy to see. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Natalia and Tamina uh, eliminated the Riot Squad. Um,
Okay.
it was a tag team turmoil, which that's fine. Throw Natalia and Tamina a bone. Nobody really cares about them.
Right. Yeah.
Cesaro,
Didn't they win the title that night?
yeah, they
Yeah,
won.
so that was like their yeah, and
That was them throwing them a bone. Yeah,
yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Next. And then Cesaro defeated Seth Rollins by pinfall. I think Seth said, I want to work with Cesaro and I want to give him a chance to shine.
And that didn't work.
And that didn't work. AJ Styles and Omos defeated the New Day to become the Raw Tag Team Champions. And they were tag champs for a while. I was okay with it. I like that. I like the pair up of huge Omos and little AJ. I thought that was cool for a while.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman defeated Shane McMahon in the cage match. I don't even remember it, to be honest with you. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest defeated The Miz and John Morrison. John Morrison, RIP. Not in real life.
Yeah.
Not in real life. Just
Not really. No.
no, just released.
That's for fake.
Yeah. Bianca Belair defeated Sasha Banks. I'm fine with it. It's whatever. That was them trying to see if Bianca could
Hold her own.
And I don't know. She's going up against Becky Lynch on Saturday. I think Becky's retaining that, and we'll get there. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
Randy Orton defeated The Fiend. Waste of WrestleMania.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Fucking waste.
Yeah. Just that it was such a good match too. And then they just wasted it at the end with Alexa Bliss, doing the whole, black blood thing. Cool image, but I'm like, Bray needed that win so damn bad, and they just, shat all over it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn for the millionth time. Those two fought because fight forever.
And forever.
Sheamus defeated Riddle. Riddle was the champion and Sheamus defeated him. I forget. Sorry. I'm just not the biggest Sheamus fan. And
even in the last couple of years, I can care less about Sheamus at this point.
I'll give it to him. I think he does good work. I can't get into him.
No.
And then Apollo Crews defeated Big E. Big E was the champion. Apollo Crews won. That's okay. Is Apollo Crews around, or did they let him go? I forget.
He's still there.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't really been wrestling.
Okay. Rhea Ripley defeated Asuka to become the champion. I'm okay with that. You got to figure Asuka's got to be coming back from injury soon. So
they're saying that she's coming back. So we'll see. I mean, either this weekend or they could be waiting for a Monday after Mania or a Friday.
Yeah, we'll see. Roman Reigns pins both Edge and Daniel Bryan, the double pinfall. And like our buddies John Alba and Doug were saying, the fact that they had him cover both guys leads us to believe Roman Reigns is going to be your champion for a long, long time. And here we are. A year later,
and he's still here.
He hasn't been beat since December 2019, from what Cole said.
I do got to say this time around, and I think I've said it before, but the work he's doing right now is what we probably should have been getting from him years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, this is the Roman that he has natural heat now. It's not even people don't want him around. He's getting the natural heat to people.
And it's cool because he's doing it in like a nonchalant way. And I think it's the swag behind the heat, because
you can tell he's not trying. I think he's just really into this this new Roman Reigns character, and he doesn't feel like he's trying to get through a promo that he's trying to memorize and, trying to portray it at the same time. Like, it seemed like he either has took the time to really get better at promos, or just the fact that he's, liking more of what he's doing, so he's able to, you know, portray to you to make him believe, to make you believe what he's saying more, because he feels what he's saying.
Right. I mean, he was definitely heated in his promo last night. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really good promo that he did last night.
Yeah, it was great to see him um, show some aggression because he's normally
Yeah,
drank water.
blank. Yeah,
Because
yeah. I don't even have water on me right now, but yeah.
challenge. Here we go. So anyway, let's get into this weekend's card. But wait,
That way.
could you, for the 37 cards, night one, night two, you could see that there was a little more emphasis on that night two, right? And
Absolutely.
especially with the main event, and it's a lot more obvious this time around.
Yeah,
Granted, that thing that isn't on this list that you reminded me of earlier, and we'll talk about that.
yeah, yeah. I think they're always. I mean, maybe not always, but I think they're probably always going to put emphasis on the Sunday night. But
Mhm,
they're going to make Saturday relevant, but they're going to put more, you know, star power, I guess,
mhm.
or they're going to make you want to really stay into Sunday, but you're gonna be want to watch both, but the more thing you're gonna want to watch is Sunday, because you're gonna have the big main event to end everything. Hence, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Right. More asses in
Whoopsie.
the seat, right?
Absolutely.
That's kind of what it's all about. No.
Yep.
Okay. So, and look, this is. I think it's trying to guess. Like, I'm looking on Wikipedia, so it looks like it's probably trying to guess the match order. Um, but it can obviously change. But
Right.
I can actually see both of these being the match order, and let's go through them real quick. I'm not going to run through the whole list. We're going to go one by one, and I mean, you and I both know we don't watch Raw and SmackDown religiously like we used to, just because.
Not yeah. Lately, I mean, not lately. I've been trying to, but since we've been, in the Mania season, but last night was the first night, maybe in 2 weeks, that I've watched it. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I've been trying to catch like some of the highlights like on Hulu the next day,
uh
just because I can fast forward through the crap that I don't want to see. Um,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
and miss me with those commercials. And then Friday nights, I'm like basically almost always doing something.
Yeah,
So
I usually don't catch SmackDown.
yeah, um, Raw I especially like I said, we do tacos on Mondays sometimes. Like so, we'll be eating tacos, starting watching the opening. Cheyenne's loving Cowboy Brock, man, and she when we first started seeing each other, she hated him,
Mhm.
and because of she used to watch UFC
Gotcha.
a lot,
Yeah.
so she just hated his arrogance
Right.
from that. Okay, match one: Becky Lynch to the champion defending against Bianca Belair. I already said it earlier. I think Becky's retaining only only because
Yeah.
only because I I I'm gonna wait to say okay, and I'm gonna have to think about it. I just I don't think that Bianca. I think Bianca lost a lot of heat when Becky pinned her in 4 seconds at last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Unless if they did that with the intention that they knew that they were gonna get Bianca, they were gonna let Bianca get her comeuppance at the next Mania. Um,
Yeah. Which that's where I'm at too. Like, I think the more thing is that Becky's going to retain, but like I said, I haven't really seen much of Belair's, come up in the last weeks to kind of see whether they're probably going in that route of like, hey, we might let her win and, get her Mania moment. But knowing that that incident from Royal Rumble is in the background of the whole thing of her getting pinned in 4 seconds.
yeah,
that is making it more seem like, that would be the big Mania moment to get her revenge, beat
Should.
her on the big stage.
Hmm.
I mean, I think she can be a good champion, but,
Yeah.
it's the matter of when she's holding it, can she keep it with the stardom power that she has?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't know. And I think it's a matter of like, well, you're talking about Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Like that's obviously the where the eyes are at, right? Because
yeah.
they're. I mean, I think Becky. People. I think people think that Becky is a bigger star than Charlotte, and it's arguable because Charlotte has been a star since before her. It's just that Becky got so over, and Charlotte's just been Charlotte Flair this entire
Yeah.
time. Um, let's let's come back to that because I want to roll through these and then
Uh-huh.
I kind of want to let you know what's running through my head with
Sure.
that dynamic there. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus the Miz and Logan Paul. Don't really care about this match.
Mysterio.
I think the Mysterios are going to take it. I think uh I think the Logan Paul thing is kind of dumb. But
Yeah.
he's apparently popular with like the younger kid crowd, so I see why they do it.
Right.
It's
They
just like
always have, like you said, they always have that type of celebrity, inkling into WrestleMania. So that's like their just little thing to get, a couple new demographics to watch the show. So
just like Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn on the Sunday night show. Like
yeah,
you're definitely catering to our generation with Knoxville, right? Like that's
right.
we'll come back to that. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss. Again, I
True.
don't I yeah, I think Drew's got
Okay.
to get the win. I mean, if for some reason Madcap Moss interferes, you get a screwy finish. Happy Corbin walks away, and that's just the match because you're going to get a screwy finish at Mania somewhere. Like I could see that being the thing.
Uh huh.
Um, I hope it's not, but I got you got to feel bad for Drew McIntyre that carried his belt through pandemic
Yeah.
where there were no fans in the stands. Like
Yeah.
I think he deserves a chance to be champion with legitimate fans just to see how.
I think he'll get back there one day
I
because
hope.
like you said, I think he does deserve that fan championship run with fans in the stands cheering him on. And because, like you said, he carried it through the whole, no fan pandemic era, the Thunderdome era.
The T Thunderdome. Okay. I do think that there's a chance because everyone always says if The Rock beats John Cena and Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, whoever beats and The Rock, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and The Rock, if Roman Reigns can plow through all three of those in the course of a 3-year reign, if you have Drew McIntyre take the belt off of Roman Reigns, he's the guy, and then Roman Reigns just goes away. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be Drew McIntyre. I just don't know who else it would be at this point. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to put it on AJ Styles. He's coming up on the end.
Yeah. He's on his way out, but I mean, we could get another Roman, but I don't think I don't think he takes from Roman. I think he'll
Who?
Styles.
Yeah.
I don't see Styles being the one taking it off of Reigns. I mean, if anything, if he's going to have another run, I mean, he'll probably. Well, then again, if they're unifying the whole belt, so it's going to be one belt. So I don't see Styles. I mean, he could still be in the picture,
The
but I'm not sure if he would be the one to take out Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, it could like if Roman Reigns is deciding like I'm going to Hollywood now, like Cena did, and Seth Rollins is going to be around for a while. Put on Seth, like
Yeah.
make Seth the guy
Right.
because he just does phenomenal work no matter what you give him. I mean
Oh yeah.
the Messiah gimmick I didn't care for it, but that wasn't
I didn't like it.
that wasn't his doing. That was
His little modern day Joker type persona thing that he's doing. I'm liking that. I mean, I'm glad he's gotten out of the Messiah thing.
Yeah, I'm digging the drip costumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. We'll get back to Seth in a minute. The Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. this is where I'm going to the bathroom because the Usos are going to retain because
Yeah.
nobody believes in Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs being a credible
No.
tag team.
No. And when's the last time Shinsuke Nakamura got anything in the last 2 years?
No, he needed to beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34 to be a guy
Yeah.
on that top, you know, uh, at the top of the card. He's just been kind of a joke sandwich since. Oh, we'll give you the Intercontinental belt because we put the Intercontinental belt on people who don't like people who aren't like white, like American or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know.
And they do the same thing with the United States Championship. They always love to put it on someone that is from Mexico, Japan, or Rusev was from Bulgaria or whatever. Like they always did that.
Yeah, just because you're just saying the Intercontinental Champion and the U.S. Champion are not on the card. So
there you go.
Well, they're in the Battle Royal, so they're doing something.
Whatever. And then it's after that the New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch. I
hate that name.
Oh God, it's.
I feel bad. I feel so bad for Pete Dunne, man.
It's abysmal, abysmal. Right? Moving on. It's just a tag team. This could be where Butch gives you the free on the outside of the ring to cause a screwy finish, right?
Right.
Otherwise, I'm not invested in a match. It's Sheamus again, which again I don't care. Ridge Holland, don't even know the guy. I'd like to see the New Day win, but
he almost killed Big E, so he's kind of made a name for himself.
Oh, jeez. Okay,
yeah.
So him almost killing Big E means the New Day's winning.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins versus TBA, which is
Cody.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're going to get Cody Rhodes there.
And regardless, I think Seth is eating the loss to whoever this is. You can't have them have like a huge Mania entrance and lose. It's like if the Hardy Boys came out at WrestleMania 33 and everyone was freaking out and then they don't win. Like, no, they were winning.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're a fool for not thinking if the Hardys were coming back and they were just going to do all that hype to just lose.
Yeah. I mean,
it's happened before, but for the Hardys, you can't have them do a comeback like that and then lose. So,
I mean, the only thing I'd say to it is like, I think Seth lost to, who did I say last year? Oh, Cesaro. And last year, and then the year before that, he lost to KO.
Right.
The year before that is when we went, and he beat Brock Lesnar. So you can't even he beat Triple H and he beat Cesaro or Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Like, he's got nothing to be upset about.
Yeah, I mean at this point he doesn't need a win,
and he had the heist of the century at 31. So like he can't even complain about Mania wins. He's
had his Mania moment before. He's been like, oh, I need to be on Mania.
Yeah,
you've had your Mania moment,
right?
So
right,
you can't top. I mean, I'm sure you can top something, but you can't top that right now.
Yeah,
coming out of nowhere, winning the title, out of nowhere from Roman and Brock.
Yeah, that's big. And then Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Okay, so let's zero back here to this Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair has the better chance of taking the belt off of Becky than Ronda has taking it off of Charlotte. And I know that sounds maybe crazy, but I think that they would basically say, yeah, no, Charlotte Flair, you're the person. And
Yeah.
I think that Charlotte,
I don't think Ronda's gonna get it. Yeah.
yeah, I think that Charlotte has such clout backstage now that she'll just leave WWE if they rip it off her or put it on Ronda. Like,
Yeah.
because she's just that person. And not for nothing, Ronda just came back. She doesn't have to win it at Mania. She can win it down the road. She could
Yeah.
she could
She's
win
gonna
it.
be there for a little bit, I think, from what they were saying. So
Yeah,
yeah.
she could win it. She could win it. Oh, um, let me see. She could like, and you don't want to do Bianca dirty like that, but like
Right.
You could have Bianca beat Becky Lynch, and then somehow you get Ronda to take the belt off of Bianca, hold on to it until Mania. Although they did the triple threat thing already, where the contender who walked in without a belt won both belts, and they're doing the champion versus champion unification thing now. So I don't think that they're going to unify the women's championship at any point
No.
coming up. Um,
You could
just
see it next Mania, if anything. Just they probably want to see how this
you,
men's one goes, and then like, okay, well, if this one's going, then we can unify the women's. You
right.
know.
Um, I also liked how they didn't unify the women's at Mania last year, or one that was 3 years ago now, because
Yeah.
then you were able to get Becky off of working both shows
Uh-huh.
at some point, and you were able to keep the other belt moving around the other show type thing. Yeah, I don't know, and that's the thing too. I don't see. We're not even there yet. We're not even on Sunday. We'll talk about it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't see Brock getting unified belts here, but because
Yeah.
then he has to appear on both shows, which he has been.
Right. He's again, just like Seth. I mean, he's had his time of being champion, doing the two shows, and then having the time of not showing up on shows and just kind of holding it, sitting at home watching it. Uh, so jumping forward into the main event a little bit, I see Roman taking it away from Mania, being the unified champion, rolling with that, and either like I was telling you off air, we're either going to get something right after the match, or we're going to get something, you know, Raw night after Mania, because you know that's always something that people look forward to. A lot of comebacks, a lot of new storylines start. So something's going to probably happen. If not right after that match, I'll say Raw, or I mean, since he'll be moving back and forth between Raw and SmackDown, if so, then he could wait until Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I really think like with Roman having won against Daniel Bryan and Edge last year, and him just walking off with the belt, I don't think he's just going to hold the unified belts up and the show's going to end. I actually think The Rock is coming out to address the tribal chief, and it sends the fans home happy, because last year you just got Roman Reigns wins or retains.
Yeah,
The year before that, they didn't have fans.
yeah,
So it's been 3 years since Becky Lynch won and the fans went home happy. Yeah, because then the year before that was WrestleMania 34, and Brock beat Roman, and everyone thought Roman was going to beat Brock then.
yeah.
So I think that we're getting something with The Rock after the Roman match.
Yeah, he'll get his own single Mania moment
Mhm.
this year.
Yeah,
So
and the fans will freak out. Okay, so we covered the Sunday night main event here.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, back to Saturday real quick, just to tie it up.
Rum.
Yeah, seriously, I uh, Yeah, okay. I'll go with Bianca beats Becky. Because Becky doesn't need the win. She's already a superstar. Bianca could use the win to help elevate her a little bit because they need to elevate more of these women because all you have is Becky, Charlotte. Um, I mean, Sasha is in a tag match again.
Right.
And we're waiting on Bailey's return, which I mean,
I was just thinking the same thing, that you can get Belair, and then you need a fresh opponent for her. You can get a returning Bailey coming after her
yeah.
because Bailey's going to be the baby face. You can get a heel Bailey coming back, and that can be her first feud, and see how that goes.
Or you can turn Bianca heel because she'll do better heel work, and Bailey will definitely be the face on her return. Um, and then the only other thing we need to address that's not listed on here is the KO show where he's hosting Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think we're gonna have Stone Cold cut off KO with some what's right,
Yeah.
and then I think KO's gonna try to start throwing punches at him, and I I think I think I think Austin's gonna try to sell it so that it looks like KO's actually beating him down a little bit, but then
Yeah.
I think Austin's just gonna run wild on him.
Unleash hell. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And
It'll be nice. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be a match, but I think, like you said, it'll be a talk show that's going to turn into,
a brawl.
a brawl.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're going to get him doing his signatures. You're going to get him obviously stunning KO at the end of it, and him ending the night drinking the beer, doing the middle fingers in the air,
Yep.
crowd popping.
Yep.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah, and I mean that being said,
come on, it's Dallas.
that being said, you're sending your fans home happy Friday night, so maybe they just let Roman win and let him walk off on Sunday. I said Friday. I keep saying that. Saturday
Yeah.
night. Um,
Saturday.
but it would be wild if they had The Rock come out to end Sunday night because then you literally have WrestleMania one night ending with Austin and the next night
And the
and
next night with
The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. After
What year is it?
yeah. What what's going on here? Yeah. So that would be wild because I mean, The Rock had his two matches with Cena, obviously, but like their final matches of their like regular career was WrestleMania 19, which was almost 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
the idea that we might be getting these guys, like both of them, to close out Mania both nights, that's pretty wild. Let's move on to the Sunday night show. Give me 1 second, Ann.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm good. Queen Zelina and Carmella defending women's championships against Sasha Banks and Naomi, against Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, against Natalya and Shayna Baszler. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks and Naomi get the win.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Behind them, I would say Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, just because Liv Morgan, yeah, that because
you need something for her.
Yeah, she needs a little bit of a push. And that's all I'm really going to say about that. I'm
either one of those I'm okay with.
Yeah, me too.
I don't see Zelina and Carmella retaining. No.
Yeah, and if Natalya and Shayna Baszler win, that's we're throwing them a bone.
Yeah, another bone.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's getting the win here. Johnny Knoxville is going to take some nasty spill.
Yeah, he's going to take a nasty hit, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
A nasty hit, and that'll be it.
Yeah. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. Okay.
I'm looking forward to this match.
I am too. I mean, Pat doesn't need the win. Austin needs the win.
Yeah.
But I also would hate to see Pat McAfee lose and then he's just back on commentary. Like it'd be cool.
Right.
It'd be cool if he got the win and then Austin Theory just had something to like bitch about like afterwards. And then
I mean, we had the excuse me, but we had the Pat McAfee and Adam Cole match in NXT. So that really sparked a lot of people saying, "Oh crap, he can actually wrestle."
He could go,
So
and
again,
he's like fantastic on the mic. He's such a great.
yeah,
He's
oh yeah,
such a great shit
whoopsie.
talker. You know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and like I said, I've been listening to the Pat McAfee show since the time you had me looking at the Brock and the Vince episodes, and I've been, you know, watching some of his stuff periodically when he's talking sports or talking to certain people. But I mean, I've been getting behind him. And the fact that again, he's good on the mic, and you know he can wrestle. He has he has some skills. So it's not like he's coming in as a he's not like an A-list celebrity, but like a B-list. So he's coming off. He's an NFL post NFL guy, but like he's not like some guy off the street that says, "Oh, I think I could do this," and then he does like a half job. Like he can actually wrestle. I thought he
Yeah.
did pretty well in that Adam Cole match. So for the fact being, I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a long match, but I think we can say it'll be entertaining at the least.
Yeah, for sure. RK Bro defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against Street Profits and Alpha Academy. Okay, so
I think we know that one.
here's the thing: if RK Bro doesn't win, it's because they're headed to Splitsville, right? We all
Right.
thought that they were going to have a program leading up to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what it's looking like.
obviously Vince has loved them so much that he's wanted to not split them, and say maybe we can target that for SummerSlam, which
Yeah,
wouldn't hate it at all.
yeah,
Um,
but
if
yeah, RK Bro definitely gets the win.
yeah, if not, I'm going Street Profits.
That
Yeah.
that too. Mhm.
Okay, Edge versus AJ Styles. All right, so this is obviously like I think that
This is a hard one.
yeah, this is the match that like I am looking forward to Cody returning. Like that's going to be a pretty big moment. But this is probably like, and you can't say that Brock versus Roman isn't going to be a fun match to watch. But we've seen it, right? We've never seen Edge versus AJ Styles, and we know that they're two of the best in the business entirely, right?
This is like in a way like a fantasy caliber match.
Yeah, absolutely,
You
absolutely.
know?
And I think, I think, I think it's like you want to say that Edge is going to pass the torch to AJ Styles and show AJ respect for all that he's done for the
Yeah.
industry. Like that's what I feel about it. What was AJ? Oh, it was AJ and Omos last year getting the tag belts.
Right.
What was AJ's Mania 36 match? I'm going to pull that up real quick. If you wanted to talk about,
I don't remember.
right?
Oh wait, it was Undertaker, right?
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, he had the Taker match,
Okay.
the graveyard match,
Yeah. The Boneyard match.
boneyard match. That's what the bone.
Not allowed to say graveyard.
Oh.
It's not very PC. Okay.
I'm saying it, Vince. Yeah, so he had the boneyard match with Taker.
Okay, so Mania 35, AJ Styles defeated Randy Orton. I don't even remember watching that, to be honest with you.
Because the lights were flashing in everybody's eyes,
Yeah,
and
seriously.
they couldn't even watch the damn thing. So you could hear like everybody saying, "They turn the effing lights off."
Yeah.
So even Randy, after it, was complaining, saying, "Sorry, you guys didn't even see half the match because of those lights."
Yeah.
I think they've since then. I think obviously they didn't fix it the next year because there was no fans there, so they didn't have to worry about lights being in people's eyes.
Correct.
But yeah, so I think that was like one of the biggest things that a lot of like the lights were shining in a lot of people's eyes with the stage lights that they had. So it's obviously wasn't the first time that they've had that problem.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really remember too much of the match.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. Just confirming something real quick. Yeah. So going backwards, AJ Styles had defeated Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34 for the championship, right? The
Yeah.
WWE title. Uh, that was at that was at 34. 33. Wait a second, I just saw this. Yeah, he defeated Shane McMahon, which okay. And at 32 was his debut Mania, which was where Chris Jericho beat him.
Yeah.
So you're looking at he lost to Jericho, beat Shane, he beat Shinsuke, he beat Randy Orton, he lost the Boneyard match. He won the tag match last year. So like win loss wise, like he's gotten a lot of wins under his belt. And I mean,
He could get a win here though,
yeah,
because last year being a tag title win, it's not a singles win, and the year before that was him losing the Taker.
right.
So I
But
mean, if you take it in that way, he might get a win.
he could
But
get the win. I mean, if anything, he might also give the respect to Edge and be like, you never know, this could be your last like
exactly.
Mania win. Except Edge is the heel, so I don't know if Edge would want the heel win to be his last win. I think he would rather. I think they should let him go for. Well, they're about to unify the belts is a thing, right?
I mean, I haven't really seen much of Styles promos in this feud. I know Edge has been going ham on these things.
Yeah, really over the top. Really over the top.
Because and I've been liking it because I don't remember too much of Edge's single career.
Yeah.
Because I think I was tuned out at that point. The only thing I really remember him, the only two things is the Brood and then him being with Christian in the tag team, thing. So I don't really remember when he switched into being a singles guy. I must have obviously been tuned out at that point. So him being his own single self has been really nice since he's came back from his injury.
Yeah, I just this one's the hardest one to call. And it's the hardest one because it's like it could literally go either way. But
Right.
I'm gonna pick AJ here. Like again, Edge really doesn't need the win. He's gotten a pretty good amount of wins upon his return. I think he's just thrilled to be able to work again at all. So,
Yeah.
I think we're both going AJ here. Let's move on. Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
Bobby Lashley.
I think so too. I can't see them putting Omos over Bobby Lashley when Bobby Lashley just held the belt for almost a year. And then
coming back off of like a short injury. But yeah.
And coming back off of a short injury, but like, what are you doing with Omos really? Right. He's just going to go back to being, a Big Show or a Braun where I'm a big guy. I'm going to squash people here and there, but then every now and again, someone's going to topple me. Right. And of all people, Bobby Lashley is a good person to do it, I think.
Yeah.
And then we're on to the main event, which we actually already have talked about. I think as far as getting the offense in, I think Brock is going to get the early advantage.
I was just going to say,
I'd have to go back and look at. They had the match at day one, right? They and
this is number one because this is their third or fourth.
Well, since Brock,
not even main event, but yeah,
since Brock came back, right? Didn't they did a crown jewel match, right?
I think so, yeah.
So then maybe they didn't do day one.
Maybe it was maybe it was day one and not crown jewel. I mean, there's been so many, but yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it was crown jewel.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm pulling up the day one card right quick. Okay, so Brock Lesnar defeated Big E, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley at day one to become the WWE champion.
That's right, yeah.
That's when that happened. Um, and uh,
'Cause I think he was supposed to face
oh,
Roman, but he got sick.
that's right.
Like COVID, I think.
That
So that was the swerve for Brock.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm looking at the day one post and I'm like, wait, why is Roman on the poster and he's not on the card? That's right. I forgot about that.
He
Yeah.
ended up getting sick that week, so they pulled an audible and were like, "Okay, well, you're just gonna do
We're
this."
just gonna shuffle Brock into the match, and then yeah, that's how that happened. We know how that panned out.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I think for the most part of this, you're gonna get Roman uh retaining, beating Brock, getting his moment, and just being the tribal chief that he is. At first when this whole tribal chief thing started, I'm like, okay, they're trying to do something different with him to start, getting the family involved. But after it's kind of, you know, gotten into its, whole storyline and everything, I think this is the best Roman Reigns we've seen
yeah, for sure.
since they started really shoving him down our throats. But I think this is the best Roman Reigns we've seen over the last couple years.
I'm not mad about it.
Most believable Roman Reigns.
I'm not mad about it at all.
And like we were just saying, like his promo this past Monday, probably one of the best promos I've seen him cut.
Yep. Yep.
If not his best, definitely top two, top three.
Yeah.
Because emotion, delivery, and believable. You believed everything he said. And like he didn't seem like he was stumbling with his words or trying to make you believe. Like he knew what he was saying and you believed everything he said. So
Right.
10 out of 10 for me for that promo. I like everything he's doing right now.
Yeah. Same. All right, man. We got to get out of here. Anything else you want to say? Next week we'll do a short recap of the show.
Yeah.
And then we've got a couple other fun things that we're looking to get into. Uh, Again, and anything else that we want to hit on real quick before we hop off here?
Well, if anybody is going to be watching WrestleMania, hope you guys have a fun weekend with it, and leave us some comments. And if you guys have any predictions for yourself, let us know your predictions in the comments. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and it's been fun. Episode 13 with my boy Jim Green, aka Green Monster.
That's right.
My name is Anthony Irvin, aka Magic. I said it right this time.
Sure did.
So thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. This has been One Set. Make sure you guys hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at One Set Pod, and throw us an email if you want. onesetpod@gmail.com. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See ya.